All right, where do we leave off? Gonna go ahead and hit this strip here. Little roller definitely helps on these creases, these little edges. One last little piece here, and I think we're good on side number one. Oh, man, not even in the frame. What the hell's going on here? Why, hello there. All right, swapped out the memory card, and we're good to go. Almost got the whole side under the back plate here. I think we'll add another couple pieces in here. And we'll be moving on to side number two. I'm going to go ahead and put my phone on here. Get on TikTok Live. If you guys don't follow me at Goldwinger. You see me and all my antics on there. Acting a fool on this Goldwing. You know, busting some wheelies and nothing crazy. I mean, it ain't like I'm 12 o'clock in this thing, but you know, I get it up there. For a touring bike to come up like she does, I ain't mad at it. This thing got some good power for its size and for its label as a touring bike, you know? A part of me just wants to cover every freaking square inch of this thing, but I'm like, you know, how much is it really gonna make a difference? Or is that gonna be like the little point that I miss that rattles, you know? I don't think it will, you know, but part of me is just like, you know, just throw it in there while you got it open. But as I said before, one thing I am nervous about is it not being able to close completely when I do, you know, get this back on. And definitely don't want that. But that's more so when I get the other pieces going on the inside of the truck. What the hell did I cut there? That wasn't even close. I'm trying to get the pieces like somewhat close to like actually line up here. Yep.
On the e-brake shoe.
Ain't the prettiest job, but I think it'll do. Oh man. Well, side one is looking pretty good. I think before I get started with side number two, I'm actually going to grab the side panel, slide it on, and see how tight is the fit. If it's too tight, if it's not gonna fit at all, or if I got plenty of room to play with. Before I do that, I'm gonna add one more piece in here. You guys, as you can tell, I'm not a perfectionist. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to stop the rattling. Roll that piece on there. There it is. All right, let's grab panel number 1, see what we got. So going on with the first side panel. Looks like it's not going to be a problem, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Give it a quick test fit. So I am concerned that it's still going to rattle. And maybe I should just go ahead and line the inside portion of the outside panels as well. More work, more time, more material, but I think it's probably worth just doing it just to be on the safe side. The last thing I want to do is strip this whole thing down again and regret that I didn't do it the first time. But so far, everything looks like it lines up. Like I said, this stuff's not that thick, so it actually does line up pretty well. So let's go ahead, strip this off, and go ahead and insulate the inside of this panel here. So we're going to go ahead, spray this down, and apply some alcohol to the surface, get all the grease, dust, debris, everything out of here before applying the material. Get all the dust off. Spray it down with some alcohol. Go ahead and give it a nice wipe down. So as I said before, I did order excess material, and if I only had enough to do this, you know, the inside of the outside of the tub, then I probably would have just gone with that, just do that and call it a day. But I ordered 50 square feet of this stuff, and to make sure I have enough, to make sure that we can really get some good coverage in this thing, because as much as I just want to do this and get it done, I want to do it the right way, do it one time. So we're gonna do it the right way, do it one time. But just because I have extra doesn't mean I'm going to be wasteful. I'm going to save these strips and bits for some other areas. Alright, I kind of made a mess of this one here. Well, we're going to keep cutting until we get it right. This is where my ADHD is kicking in. I'm just like, cut this, cut that, but man, yeah, this is not fitting like I thought it would off my initial measurement. We're getting there. I want to get this nice and tight up in there. I'm gonna go from here to the corner. There we go. Just like that. We'll fill the gaps later. Cut around these clips. These clips, you know, are definitely important to make sure that we're keeping the same distance, the gap in there, because these are just little clips, little push pins. And the last thing we want are the push pins not to reach or not to seat all the way. And there'll just be a whole nother problem to run into, so. Stuff is like tar. Pretty sure that's what it is. It even smells like it. So we're gonna get this all in here. And then we're gonna go ahead and test fit this side. Make sure everything fits in here properly. Whoops. And once we can make sure everything on this side fits properly, then we'll go ahead and move over and get started on the other side. So as you can see, I already started applying the sound deadening material on this side here. And then we're going to apply it to the actual outside pieces of the Goldwing. So this is the actual outside shell, the pretty part, right? But you don't see it. It's on the inside. But we want this thing to be rattle proof. You know, don't want to be sounding like an '02 Honda rattling down the road. We want this thing to have quality, bass, smooth. I swear, I never hear my neighbor doing yard work until I'm in the garage filming. Which I get it. You gotta get your yard work done, you know, but right now, bro. Come on. I don't think he follows me, so he wouldn't know, but... Get the small roller, get into these little tight areas. Voila! Some of these smaller strips that I cut off earlier, I'll use for the inside of this panel. Especially in some of these tight areas around the edges. So I think that's where you're going to get the most rattle. Alright, buddy, go put your weed whacker away. Trying to record over you. I don't really care, but... Alright. Gonna use some of these scrap pieces, get inside here, lay it down. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright guys, I think you got enough of the process here. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this video and you can see more when it's done. So stay tuned. Alright guys, just finished up the inside panel of the outside of the trunk. Now it's time to test the fit. And before, it seemed like there's gonna be no problem just getting this in there. With just the outside of this side wrap, so hopefully don't run into any fitment issues now. Truthfully, the scariest part for me, just getting this on and off without damaging anything. Which I may have already damaged one of the speakers here. As well as not trying to scratch the trunk. Well, everything looks pretty good, and you can actually feel it. It feels solid. That feels tight. I think with both sides on, I think this is definitely going to keep it extremely tight, and you're not going to get any rattle or resonance. You can hear it doesn't sound hollowed. You don't get any rattle. I think that's the difference right there. That's the difference maker. So, I'm gonna go ahead, get started with the other side. Got pieces of this shit everywhere. Jeez. Let's go. Check it out. Still got some rattling with this. Pretty extreme bass though. I mean, you gotta expect some rattle. But compared to what it was before, I think the main rattling is coming from the mechanism in the trunk itself. There you have it, guys. The bass wing is complete, and be sure if you see me around, tell me to pop that trunk. Let me hear it. Peace.